All right. Good morning, folks. Hope you all doing well this morning. Today is Columbus Day, 13th of October, 2025. Um, Hope you all doing well this morning, bright and early, like always. Um, we have the infrared satellite loop of the tropical Atlantic here. We have Invest 97L, which has increased in organization since yesterday. Um, and is really more just interesting thing to look at. It's just going to really affect the open waters of the Atlantic. And we have ongoing system here on the East Coast here. And we have what's left over of Jerry uh, east of Bermuda right there. So let's look at the water vapor loop real quickly. You can see there's some shear going on here with this system, right? But it looks like maybe a high pressure might be building underneath it right now, some outflow aloft. Um, and so I think it has a reasonable chance of developing a depression or storm, and National Hurricane Center thinks so too, of course. Um, Now it is 70% chance in 2 days, 80% chance in 7 days. And since yesterday, that percentage has increased quite a bit. So, a small area of low pressure in that area there that I'm pointing to, right? As of 2 a.m., be another update at 8 a.m. All right. So, real quickly, I'm going to go over the track guidance from the GPS, which is a Canadian. Um, Shows it possibly becoming a weak tropical storm. This is a Canadian ensemble with these members. Doesn't really show it intensifying much. And you also see to the right here, all the models, with the exception of the HWRF, make it a minimal tropical storm or less. Um, so I think the HWRF at this point is the outlier for now. All right. Uh, let's take these down. This is the GPS, like I showed you, right? This is a GFS track and model guidance intensity. What the average intensity with all the models, the GFS ensembles, right? So, in addition, what you can see here is it's not really wanting to intensify it, just some kind of loop-de-loop here in the tropical Atlantic, and doesn't hurt anybody. Quickly, this is also the geocolor satellite, true color satellite loop of 97L. You can see right here what looks like a little swirl up in there. The system moves this way. Definitely getting better organized. We'll see if this trend continues, and if it does, it'll likely become a depression in the next 12 to 24 hours or 36 hours. So that's all I got for the tropics. Next, I'm going to go over the continental U.S. weather. Talk about the East Coast storm a little bit, and all right. So start off with, this is the latest 3 a.m. advisory for the strong coastal low, talking about all the threats today. And we have, interestingly enough, I was looking at the hazards. These threats weren't on there, but this was issued at 3:25 a.m. So maybe they drop some of these, but you see where all the ongoing flooding, right? Uh, and potential of having a 50 plus mile an hour wind gust today. Luckily, today should be the last day for the major impacts. So um, that's good. All right. So here's a continental U.S. Satellite blue water vapor long wave infrared. I'm sorry. Um, so let's see. We got this low pressure off the coast here, which is forecast to weaken, and we have this deep southerly flow moving up this way, enhanced rainfall all up and along here, right? Um, Quite a significant event this weekend, and the winds are really screaming right now this way, and I'll show you that in the wind gusts from the models. We have moisture streaming to the north here. What's left over from Raymond, and what was left over from one before that, whatever its name was. Um, can't remember it right now. Anyway, mid-level water vapor loop here. You can see we have this narrow ridging here, like a trough going down, back up like this, right? But the flow around it, it's really, you have a really deep fetch coming up here, going back down, and back up. It very unusual pattern here, right? And you have like a mid-level feature here, another feature moving through the flow. Things are forecast to maybe phase when it gets out here, and you have a low pressure maybe starting to form in this area as this one weakens. Okay, so today and into the night, this is the when it's going to be the worst for the Northeast, and slowly conditions will improve. And if we pull up the radar overlaid on this, you can see along the southeast coast some ongoing shower and storms, but not as bad as up here. You have and enhanced rainfall with some overrunning going on, right? Heavy rain right now, and just general showers and thunderstorms up through here and up into the desert southwest. Some storms going on as well, and up into the northwest. All right, so one of the current hazards. According to this is 7:38 today UTC, which is not too long ago. Got a lot going on out here out west. Really, you have a lot of different winter storm warnings, advisories, freeze warnings, um, wind advisory, wind advisory down here in the desert southwest in the California, um, flood watch, flood watch, here in the desert southwest as well, and parts of Colorado, flood warnings. Um, and I'll go over the snowfall too, I think, with this. And you have the flooding along on the northeast coast of the Atlantic. It's like coastal flood warnings there. Okay, so what are the winds looking like here for the northeast? This is let's go to the current time about 5 a.m. Highest winds just offshore and near Long Island uh, 50, 60 miles an hour, right? Back in time, they're a little bit closer to shore, but that's already passed. And the pressure gradient is pretty high for the most of today till 2 p.m. And then that slowly moves out. That's of 5 p.m. tomorrow. So thankfully, today is the last day for that. The high winds and rainfall, excessive rainfall anyway. Maybe along the, maybe hanging out here along the far eastern mid-Atlantic states here. All right. What do the low levels look like? We talked about low pressure weakening off the southeast coast. Another one developing to the north here. This one becomes more dominant, right? Doesn't strengthen much and kind of reforms once those two mid to upper level features phase. It becomes a really powerful extratropical cyclone. If we go to the tropical Atlantic real quick, we can see it deepens quite a bit here in the subtropical Atlantic, really. But becomes 969 millibar where it really intensifies here. All right, so luckily it didn't do that off the coast. We can go back and look at this again. Evolution of this low, low, shifts it offshore, and then out to sea. Right, so I'm going to go over the mid-level flow real quick. Is driving this. We showed that kind of on the satellite loop. If we go back to national here, sorry for the on the fly stuff. You see what we got going on, two mid-level features, right, and a deep dip in the jet stream here. You go to 200 millibars, you can see that even better. This, and then going like this. Kind of pinches off, right, and then moves out to sea phases like right, and you have a broad high pressure building that deep in the well, sorry, mid-level low developing out here in the Gulf of Mexico and on the west coast of the U.S. You have broad high pressure building in the southeast, right? And the trough along the east coast. This generally moves to the east, right? And this is 11 p.m. on the 17th. Looks like a pretty potent system trying to push through the cold front eventually around the 20th. That's 7 days out, so that's where we stop. But you can see what's happening. We're getting a lot more systems pushing further south here, which will impact our weather, sensible weather in the continental U.S. in the coming days. But in the short term, going to quiet down, I think, for the it's a good portion of the country with this high pressure to the north here. But to the northeast and up in the northern tier is going to be maybe some unsettled weather along the west coast. But in this area here, going to be warming up quite a bit in the next few days. When we look at the maximum temps associated with that. Go through in time here. You see what I'm talking about. Stays pretty warm for a good portion of the. If you cut the nation in half, 70s, 80s overall for highs, and 70s pushing up into the Canada on the 17th. Area pushes back down. 90s, almost near 100 in Texas. That's yucky. And that move on a little bit. Cool off some. Let's see, on the 20th, the system pushes through, nice in 70s, but then they get hot again in Texas. So Texas is really not catching much of a break here. You get out further in time. This is 2 a.m. on the 24th, so we'll stop there. All right. We'll look at minimum temperatures. Quite warm up here. This is overnight. Tonight, that warm temperatures move to the east. Pushes further south. Warms up again. Cold in the Intermountain West and the Rockies, right? Which would you expect up here in the Northeast? Quite cold. Oh, I don't know what that one is, but anyway, cooling off overnight. Again, we talked about this yesterday. Good portion of the country around the 21st looks like it's going to have a cold front come through and dry out overnight, and with the dew point temps being low, it's going to cool off quite a bit. And we go through time here. That's on the 23rd. These are the temps. So this is 10 days out. So overall, pretty cool in the northern tier, but staying not too cold, but not too warm here in the south. So it's definitely fall, guys. What do let's go over the national radar here again. Turn this off. Go to the national radar. Showing where most precip is here. Okay. We showed that on the satellite loop. I want to show it again real quick before I go over the outlooks. Take this off. Excessive rainfall. This is the Meteorology today. So this is ongoing, but it's not going to last much longer. And in the desert southwest, which is just as important, of course. Slight risk. And then you have marginal risk right along the far northeast coast. Massachusetts, Connecticut, parts of Vermont, desert southwest, and the northern California. Real small, slight risk here. Interesting. New Los Angeles for excessive rainfall in the desert southwest again. And day 4, desert southwest. Day 5, nothing still. So what does this severe weather look like today? Well, we have, interestingly enough, we have a marginal risk along the west coast today and into the desert southwest, probably mostly driven by wind and hail, right? Day 2, categorical, right over Los Angeles. Can you believe that? Marginal risk. Tornado risk tomorrow. I'll have to read on that for the near Los Angeles. That's pretty crazy. Wind risk, small wind risk, and hail in the desert southwest. For day 3, oops. Threat moves further east. You have a marginal risk here into Mexico and Colorado as that upper level trough moves through, right? And surface low starts developing and moving to the north. So you have two marginal risks there. I meant to, that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you all have a great day.